Hi guys and welcome back. So today I'm going to be showing you how to make this peanut butter cake. Let's begin. To get started on the recipe, you'll want to take the milk and add in the white vinegar, whisk together until combined, then set aside and let it do its thing for around 5 to 10 minutes. After that time, you can then go ahead and grab yourself a large mixing bowl, and into the mixing bowl place in your flour, followed by the light brown sugar, the raisin agents and salt, then briefly give them a good mix together just until combined. You can then go ahead and start to add in the wet ingredients, starting with the buttermilk, followed by the oil, and not forgetting the vanilla. Then just give it all a good mix until you have a cake batter, being careful to not overmix, but you'll also have to incorporate those bits that haven't fully incorporated. So to do that, you'll just take a spatula and give the bowl a good scraping down, and this will just help to incorporate those bits that may not have been fully worked in from earlier on. You can then go ahead and split the cake batter between your 3 6-inch cake tins, which have been lined with some parchment paper on the base. Feel free to line the sides as well, but I never do that for these kinds of cakes, it's not needed, but if you want to, feel free to go ahead and do that. Get as equal as possible, you can do it by eye, but I'm using scales to get a more accurate result. You do it whichever way works best for you. Once you've done that, you can then transfer them into a preheated oven and bake them up. All that information will be in the blog post, which will be linked down below, so don't forget to check it out if you're interested. So while your cakes are baking, you can go ahead and make the brown sugar meringue buttercream. So simply take a heat-proof bowl and add in your egg whites and brown sugar, whisk together until they're combined, then place this over a saucepan of simmering water and just keep whisking until the eggs have cooked out. So you'll need to take the temperature. I'll leave all that information in the blog post. Once it's reached that temperature, you can then transfer it into a stand mixer bowl and just keep whisking until it becomes much more meringue looking, something like this. And once you can touch the bottom of the bowl with the back of your hand, you can start adding the butter chunk by chunk until it's been fully incorporated. It takes a little bit of time, but don't worry, it does come together very quickly. This on its own would taste great, but adding in some vanilla will just elevate that flavour. And then because I'm making a peanut butter cake, I added peanut butter into the buttercream. Didn't have any smooth and I didn't have time to go out and get any, so I just used crunchy and it works just as well. Won't get the cake as smooth, but it works just as well. Once that's incorporated, give the bowl one final scraping down, and this is just to incorporate any of those bits that may not have been fully worked in from earlier on. So when it comes to the decorating process, you can do this however you would like. So I like to take my plate board or stand and pipe a blob of buttercream in the centre and press down my first layer of cake just to secure it in place. Pipe a ring around the outer edge and fill that with the same buttercream, spreading and levelling as much as needed, and repeat the process until the cake has been stacked. Once you've done that, you can then coat the outside of the cake and the top. And you don't need to do this perfectly, but the better you do it now, the easier it will be later on. And remember, you can always add and take away buttercream as and when you need to, when you're decorating, but being careful to not get the crumbs in there. That's why you should do a crumb coat, but I rarely do them nowadays. When it comes to smoothing out the cake, you can do this as much or as little as you would like. It depends on how you want the cake to look. I wanted quite a professional finish, so I just smoothed it out as much as I possibly could, but remember I used chunky peanut butter in the buttercream, so it won't be completely smooth, and I have to just live with that because of my laziness. Why not? Then just smooth it out as best as you possibly can, and if you don't want it as smooth as that, you can do it a little bit more rustic, but the choice is up to you. As an optional finish on top, you could just take a small crank palette knife and create a swirl on top. I like this and it works really well for most cakes, but you don't have to do it, so this is my optional bit of decoration. And then to really enhance that peanut butter or peanut flavour, I just take some of these lightly salted and roasted peanuts and just create a border at the bottom of the cake using them, and you can do this or you can leave it out. It's really up to you, the choice is yours. But yeah, it just adds a bit more peanut flavour because why not? Then on the outer top edge you could leave it plain like that and just sprinkle over some peanuts, but no, of course I had buttercream left, so I just piped some blobs on top using a plain tip nozzle. Feel free to use a star nozzle if you've used a smooth peanut butter, and just top this pipe in with some more of those peanuts that have been roughly chopped. Again, completely optional, but it just really enhances the peanut flavour without doing too much, and it also adds a bit of texture and decoration. But that's all for today. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, don't forget to like, comment and subscribe for more from me, and I'll be back again soon with another recipe, so join me then. In the meanwhile, don't forget to check out the description. There'll be a link to this recipe, a link to my blog, and links to my social medias. But that's all for today. I hope you enjoyed. Bye guys.